There is one more event to go before the FedEx Cup playoffs arrive in the land of golf. So we are going to talk about that tournament right now, the Wyndham Championship, with our gorgeous golf gurus. Yeah, DraftKings contributors Reid, T, Fowler, and Geoff Ulrich. PGA Tour Pin Placement. Let's predict where the following golfers will finish this week, shall we? Actually, before we do that, can I get your reactions to... Yeah, here we go. And you and I will talk much more about this today at 3 o'clock. It's, get the green, little Monday edition of it. Abraham Ancer won the FedEx St. Jude Invitational yesterday in a 3-man playoff, one of them being a Masters champ, the other being Mr. Benz. Rickie Fowler, what was your biggest takeaway from his first career dub yesterday?
Great. I'm super excited for Ancer. It's a big tournament to win, a WGC with a loaded field. So it's not just some of these other, secondary, tertiary tournaments. And this is a testament to his game and how you're seeing this type of course, which will be the first stop in the FedEx Cup playoffs next year, how this type of course can set up for golfers of every skill set. He's not the longest hitter. This course, played windy towards the back nine of yesterday, and he's making his putts. I mean, everyone was missing. Everyone was hitting the water like Harris English, looking like a little nozzle rocket, Samir style. Shout out Samir. No, that's more like me. Samir's actually he's striping it. But yeah, I'm just happy for Ancer. He got that monkey off his back. He's a great player. And also Bryson, boy, the back nine. Dude, what's up, man?
Yeah. Just like the back nine at the U.S. Open there. Also, I played with Samir Saturday. Step back. He has taken a step back. Geoff, I mean, it could be something from Ancer's just final round, or winning the 3-man playoff, or just the whole tournament or Sunday in general. Like,
sure.
What is your biggest takeaway here?
No, I mean, obviously a lot of variance happening on Sunday. The heat was up, the wind was up, and then you had the slow play rules. I mean, look, Bryson is a magnet for this kind of stuff. He puts himself out there, unfortunately. And, to his credit, he usually deals with it pretty good. We've seen this guy win a lot on the PGA despite all this stuff. But it clearly affected Harris English, affected the entire final group. Classy of Harris English to not throw Bryson under the bus or anything. And look, it wasn't all Bryson's fault. I'm not suggesting it was. There's people on the course, yelling at him every hole. But tough spot for Harris English, who I think is still a really good futures target for betting purposes, by the way, for the majors next season. Check out his Masters odds. It's the top 15 player in the world. But Abraham Ancer is the guy we should be talking about. This guy's a lot of Webb Simpson in him, like Reid said. He just does – he knows what he's good at. He's good at putting. He's good at approach. He doesn't bomb it, but he plays within himself. He is a grinder. You read up on Abraham Ancer. This guy's very determined. He's going to win more. Really glad to see him get a win. One of my favorite players out there.
Dude, did I see you tweet yesterday? Did someone score a 13 on a par 3?
Yeah. Siwoo set the par 3 scoring record, Emerson. Him and Kevin Na going private jet style.
Oh, yes.
Kevin Na, record holder for highest score ever on a par 4. And Siwoo Kim, now the record holder.
Hey, Siwoo's living it up, man. He's getting all of it in now.
Needed John Daly on the flight, and it was a break. Daly got the record for highest ever score on a par 5. So, I mean, these guys, I love those two. I love Na, I love Siwoo. I mean, Siwoo is an absolute.
He's a treasure.
It was like Tin Cup style. Just kept hitting into the water, and he still shot a 78 with a 13 on a par 3. Like,
hey, these guys are good. I mean,
that is remarkable. Yeah, they definitely
living
are.
Under par and living underwater at the same time.
All right, let's do some PGA Tour pin placement for this week. So a lot of these guys, right, like a lot of them are trying to crack, was it the top 125 to get into the playoffs, which starts next week. Geoff, start me off with Patrick Reid. Like, where does he finish? My guess is he's already in, right? I haven't done my research.
He's well in. I mean, he's won earlier in the year. Patrick, I don't know where he stands, but he's like up there. Look, here's my problem with Patrick Reid. This is his travel schedule over the last little bit. He went to the Open, then he went to Minnesota, then he went to the Olympics in Japan, then he flew back to Memphis, and now he's going to North Carolina. I mean, there's just got to be some fatigue here. I know Patrick Reid is a warrior. He plays every week, yada, yada. He's done very well at this one. He won it in 2013, his first ever career PGA Tour win. He's never finished worse than T25 at this event. I cannot peg him for a top of landing here. I mean, there's just too much travel involved. There's too much fatigue, in my opinion. I'm going to give him a T25 out of respect because of how good his course history is, but I'm not really that big on him. This is an insane travel schedule he's on.
Like, I agree with Geoff. The travel schedule for Reid, we kind of alluded to this last week on both Get the Greens about Patrick Reid, that you didn't like, like he was going back and forth all over the place. For you and I, and for an Instagram influencer, that's a great travel schedule, but not for Patrick Reid to get a top 25. Geoff, you're right, though. His experience here is great. His putting, championship Bermuda greens aren't necessarily similar to Bermuda. They're very receptive. They're different. You see them at Country Club of, I think, Jackson, where I believe the Sanderson Farms is played. You see that there. You see it TPC Southwind last week. You see that as well. This type of grass, and then that's what he's done well here. Patrick Reid is he's putted the lights out. So yeah, out of respect, and that's the variance that we're talking about. That he could gain 8 strokes putting and get you a top 25, but the approach, the ball striking might be a little bit shaky. Because he's logging a lot of those miles. Hey, Patrick Reid, give me some miles so I can go back to Hawaii.
Oh, man. I know, dude. I saw your birthday post for your brother this morning, too. It just looked beautiful, and I also feel like going to Hawaii with you. Happy birthday to your brother, by the way. Shout out. Rickie Fowler, where's he finish, Fowler?
Oh, yeah. Hey, good one there. I like him this week, Geoff. I think a top 15 is well within reason. Look, Fowler's right on the bubble. 125, Emerson. He needs to lock it up because that's a lot of dough, and he's got a family coming very soon, so he's going to need it. No, he's not going to need the money. But look, this is like a par 70. Get the ball in the fairway. Approach shots. Get the ball on the right side of the fairway because this is the Donald Ross course. Got to putt well. That's what Rickie's been trending towards, right? It's not necessarily having to bomb it everywhere. Get those approach shots dialed in. That's what he needs to do. So I think a top 15 is definitely within reason for Fowler.
Is it within reason for you, Geoff?
I mean, Rickie is just really inconsistent off the tee, which worries me a bit here. You do have to hit the fairways. The driving accuracy numbers of the past winners has tended to be high. But I think what Reid threw out, I think a T20, a T15 is in reach. I think if Rickie makes the cut, I think he's been scoring well enough with his the approaches and the putting that he'll get there. So I think between T20 and T15, that's where I had him pegged as well. I'm not expecting him to challenge us because I don't think his off the tee game is there or necessarily just the consistency with the ball striking. But I think with the putter heating up, yeah, absolutely. You got to peg him for like a top 25, top 20.
Let's go back to Hideki, who was one of the 2 golfers who lost in that 3-man playoff. Geoff, how do we feel about him this week? Does he rebound?
Yeah, no, I think you have to feel pretty good. I mean, this is a player who gained, I think, over 8 strokes on approach last week. Obviously had the round, one of the best rounds on Sunday, just to get himself in the playoff and post that number. I mean, when Hideki's irons are like this, I mean, he can challenge anywhere. Reid mentioned the softer, receptive Bermuda greens. Hideki is he's a terrible putter on Bermuda. He really is a terrible putter everywhere, but particularly Bermuda. But maybe the slower greens help him out a little bit. I mean, this is a player who just about won last week while losing strokes putting. So I just don't think that he's going to have that opportunity if he loses strokes putting this week. So I'm going to peg him for a top 10. I think you'll see the consistency, win out again, but not necessarily. He's probably just not going to sink enough putts to get in contention for the win. I think Hideki is a fine cash game play, a guy you want to build around. I'm just not going to peg him to win.
Reid, the defending Masters champion. How are we feeling this week about him?
Yeah, also lost in a playoff in Japan too, right? So I feel like he was close to winning. He rimmed out that putt, and if he made it, he would have won. He shot the 7 under on Sunday. Didn't think he was going to make it, but like Geoff mentioned, variance played a factor in those guys in the playoff. But yeah, I mean, Hideki probably a 12th for me is kind of where that number that I got him at. He lost a stroke putting on last week in the greens, gained 9 strokes through approach. Those are the 2 factors that you need here. We saw Jim Herman. We saw these guys absolutely destroy these greens, gain a ton of strokes putting. The Kevin Na type of thing, the Mark Leishman, you gain 9 strokes putting. That can definitely win it here for you, but you got to be solid with approach, and that's what Hideki is doing right now. So you can't, out of respect, the same as Patrick Reid. I got him for a 12th place, but I think he's going to be a little bit fatigued.
All right, we got like 90 seconds left in show. You want to talk Tommy Fleetwood or you want to talk Jim Herman defending champ, Reid? All right, Fleetwood? Okay, Geoff, go ahead.
I just think Tommy Fleetwood's going to miss the cut here. That's why I wanted to talk about it. I mean, he's doing nothing well. He's legitimately doing nothing well. He's not even putting well anymore. His around the green game has gone down a bit, and his approach game hasn't spiked in forever. So, he's not really that accurate off the tee anymore. I just don't know what all of a sudden is going to pop for Tommy Fleetwood. This guy's 130th in the FedEx Cup standings. He needs a massive week. So there's definitely motivation. If you're using Tommy Fleetwood, that's pretty much all you're going on is the FedEx Cup motivation. I'm going to peg him for a miscut because I just don't think he's playing well at all.
Okay, Fowler, bring us home.
Whoa, Geoff. Actually, I don't mind that call at all. Tommy's not been great, but he's made 5 of his last 6 cuts. So I think miscut is a little crazy, but I like the hot take, the sizzle take there. But yeah, he's doing nothing. Approach bad, putting bad. That's what you need here. So Tommy, get it together, buddy.